this video, I'm going to show you guys how I got this guy into this guy. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're discovering this, my name is Christian, also known as the Crazy Plant Guy. I mostly do plant videos on this channel. Sometimes I'll throw in the occasional reaction, sneakers, or vlog, but lately it's all about plants. That is because I'm a plantaholic, just like you. I'm just kidding, but yeah, so if you have not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that button. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. That's where I am pretty much every day, living my urban jungle life. Crazy Plant Guy, that's me. In this video, we're gonna talk all about the Pilea Peperomioides, also known as the Chinese money plant. Ta-da! This guy. So I've had this guy for almost a year now, and I would say, I think I got him maybe late October, early November of last year, so not even a year yet. And when I first got him, he was this tiny little pup. I actually found him online by this guy who was selling it because during that time, these stores in the city did not have these plants available. And this was the It plant of 2017. I think it still is the It plant. Maybe the String of Hearts is actually taking over. That's in my opinion anyway, but regardless, this is a beautiful plant. They are known for their circular leaves, almost looks like a lily pad, coming off this very long skinny stem. And yeah, I mean, they are one of the easiest plants I think to own and take care of. Considering the way he looks, people are often intimidated on how to care for something like this, but honestly, I think he's one of the easiest plants to care for. So with that, I'm actually going to share you guys my tips on how I got him to look like this. I often get the question why he's so circular and evenly, has this kind of like dome looking thing going on. Honestly, I would have to say it's the lighting I give this guy. They do prefer bright light. However, you can care for these guys in medium, sometimes low light, north facing window, it will be okay. But they do prefer to be in west, east, or south facing window. Now, south obviously is the one of the harshest lighting you can get. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, that's the only window location I have. I have a south facing window that's here. And I actually put this guy right in the corner, so he's about 2 feet away from the large window, next to the Philly fig, so that kind of creates a bit of shade. I make sure he does not get any direct sunlight, because as soon as the sun hits this leaves, and even for 30 minutes or so, it will burn, so he is prone to getting sunburned. So again, avoid making sure this guy gets any direct sunlight, but make sure he gets a lot of bright filtered or indirect light, because that is what will promote his growth quickly. And how I got him to go into this nice, somewhat even circular vibe and look going on is I actually rotate him every day or every other day. I'll move him about an inch or two just to make sure he grows straight and even. If you don't do that, he will lean over and follow the sun. And I made that mistake where I was, I think, away for a few days and I left him and I didn't rotate him. So he's got a bit of a lean going on. You can't really tell right now. Thankfully, I caught it on time. If you do find that he is leaning, you also want to maybe put like a chopstick or a stick or so to kind of hold him straight up. That usually will help. But that is definitely, I think, my number one trick when it comes to caring for this guy is just making sure they get a lot of bright indirect light, and just make sure you rotate him so that way he can grow nice and even. Now, if you don't have bright indirect light and you happen to have like a north-facing window or a west, they can still grow and thrive. Their growth will just be a little bit slower, and their leaves or their stems will tend to be a little bit longer because again, they're searching and reaching for the sun. So you may not get that nice evenly circular look that like this guy has. Regardless, I think that's one thing that's unique about plants is no matter how they grow, they are beautiful in their own way. Now, when it comes to watering, I water this guy, like most of my plants, only when they are dry. So once he is dry, I will water him. I will let water pass through his drainage hole maybe 2 or 3 times, just to make sure he does get well watered. And I will put him back in his decorative pot once all the water is completely out of the soil and drained through. You never want to have your plants sitting in water. You guys know that is the #1 cause of root rot and obviously killing plants. So when it comes to watering, the one thing you guys should obviously do and use for the Pilea, like I mentioned with my calatheas, is use filtered or distilled water. If you don't and you only use tap water, there are chemicals in tap water that are pretty harsh on plants, and what will happen is it will create this you know, like holes and white spots on the leaves, and that will not look so good on your plants. I made that mistake a few times. See, that's why his earlier bottom leaves have a bit of those white spots, but since then I started using distilled or filtered water, and he's a lot happier and healthier. Obviously, you know, if you guys don't have a filter, or if you don't want to spend money on distilled water, just let your water sit for 24 hours before using it to water your plants. That usually does the trick, and yeah, it's pretty easy. When it comes to the soil, like most of my plants, my rule of thumb is I mix premium potting mix, 50%. Then I will add 45% cacti soil, and then 5% perlite. And I will make sure that the soil is actually not packed in, a little bit loose, so that way, again, it helps with the drain of the water when you do water this guy. And that way he can, you know, his pups will grow out of the soil as well as on the side of his stems, which this guy has right now. He's got tons. I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually remove some of them because I kind of like this look, but he's kind of getting out of hand. I know I'm going to repot this guy, but that is the other thing too. I actually only repotted him once from that small 4-inch pot to now this 6-inch pot. And I don't think I'm going to repot him until maybe next spring to maybe an 8-inch pot, because I do think they typically prefer to be a little bit crowded or compact in the soil. So those are kind of my tips and tricks on how to care for the Pilea. Again, very beautiful plant, very easy to care for, and yeah. Other than that, hopefully you guys got something out of this video. If not, feel free to leave a comment, ask some questions, and I will do my best to get to them. I'm not sure, should I propagate some of his babies? Let me know, comment below if you guys want to see a video of that. Hopefully you guys had a great day, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.